So what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. And yeah, no, don't worry, I'm not going to pay for I'm not going to pay for this, but I'll explain it later why. But yeah, it's something we need to talk about, yeah, because once again, Ubisoft decided to bring out an Assassin's Creed game, or at least a new one, based in Japan. And one of the main characters is Yasuke. Yasuke. I hope I spelled his name correctly. If I butcher it, you can correct me in the comments and roast me into oblivion. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it's yeah. Let's just say it's a topic that's kind of splitting the people on the internet, especially on Twitter or X, if you're on it. Because there's one side that says, "Oh, you, is just he's the first black character. If you don't like him, you're right. His first yeah, like samurai in an Assassin's Creed game. If you don't like it, you're racist, whatever." And the other side says, "Hey, maybe we need to keep some historic accuracy." And of course, I think Ubisoft did this intentionally, like some people suggested, and I believe it, that they created this controversy to basically to get free publicity for a game that otherwise wouldn't even be bothered. So that people wouldn't even bother to buy in the first place, especially with this price. But I digress. So yeah, it kind of splits the fan base, but we need to dig a little deeper in what the story's all about. First of all, I hope you had a great week. I had a great week. Lots of work. Studied some yeah. It's kind of ironic that G-show is there. Moraimas. That means, I switched to Dutch for a moment, to receive, or to, in the worst case, to get a virus, to receive infection, pretty much. Which is kind of ironic considering it's Ubisoft, but back on topic. So yeah, it's an upcoming game by Ubisoft. That's it's going to be released on yeah, I think somewhere in yeah, release date. I translate from Dutch. On November 15, 2024, and yeah, I'm kind of indifferent about it, to be honest. I mean, I don't care that they're using yeah, that they're using Yasuke for this. I mean, so be it. If they use, I don't care if it wasn't a Polynesian or whatever. I mean, I have no interest in playing this game or getting this Assassin's Creed title because yeah, the Assassin's Creed that I know, what I've heard from, never was a big fan of it, but I know people who played it. I played it a bit with a friend back in the day on the Xbox 360. Don't know if it was the first one or another. I think it was original. I really liked the open world gameplay, but it was not a game that actually interests me since I was more of platformers, etc. But yeah, eventually it became kind of unrecognizable for me. The Creed games that I knew, eventually they switched to Formula and I basically stopped bothering cleaning it up. I also need to play the original first myself, or replay it. So yeah, I've zero to no knowledge of Assassin's Creed. So yeah, don't take this as an expert opinion by any words or by any means. But yeah, going back to the topic, what's about? I'm not going to pay for the live service. Don't worry. So you have some interesting stuff about Japan, etc. Samurai stuff, more stuff, and here are some things with Ubisoft Premium, etc. And yeah, you have to get experience. Well, basically, what it means is you get to experience yeah, the connected stories of Naoe, shinobi, assassin, or for hire from the Iga province, and Yasuke. I hope I got it right. A mighty samurai warrior from yeah. And there's no info there. Great job, Ubisoft. Okay, back to top again. But yeah, like I said, for me it doesn't bother me that much that they used Yasuke, because yeah, he was actually a person that actually existed. But the way they tried to spin it, I mean, it is Assassin's Creed, so don't expect it to be fully accurate to the source. But Yasuke was originally an either an African, you could say, migrant or slave or servant, part of a group of missionaries from to get give a brief history about it from just say he came to Japan with some Portuguese missionaries who eventually sold him to the daimyo. I hope I spelled it right. And and the name of the daimyo was Oda Nobunaga. And yeah, he basically came there with Nanban, yeah, the slave traders, from what I could look up. And yeah, besides the history, the kind of the reference in history are kind of, yeah, like I said, I'm not an expert on this, but there are only a few sources that refer to him. So yeah, even with those few we still don't know the full story. Even Ubisoft, on the other hand, doesn't get the full story either. But there's some background checks, and eventually he was resided in Japan. He became under contract. He was sold to daimyo Oda Nobunaga, I think was his name. Could be wrong. And yeah, eventually became his. It's kind of funny that they consider him a samurai, and a samurai warrior. Well, de facto, you could consider him one, but because he was allowed to wear a sword, katana. But in facto, he was yeah, and that's kind of where Ubisoft, which is yeah, you kind of expect from them, because in order to get the story like this right, I mean, I'm not saying something like this couldn't work, but I would have done differently, and I'll tell you about it within a few seconds. I didn't expect Ubisoft, especially with an Assassin's Creed game, to yeah, be 100% fully accurate to the source material, etc. Nor do I care if they complete 100% historically accurate, because with games like that, I think with that Mexican game versus the Spaniards, I'm drifting off topic, I know, against the Conquistadores, it's kind of similar. You don't expect to be 100% fully accurate, but yeah, as long as the source material is respected. I find it kind of weird that they consider him a samurai, because he was sold to, and yeah, it could be that he keeps, and they give him such royal armor, because yeah, there's some problems with that, because yeah, first he was due to him being a slave, with one part of it, he was nothing more than a foot soldier or weapon bearer, so he was allowed to use a sword, but he was not granted the title of samurai. So yeah, that's a little bit of an inaccuracy on behalf of Ubisoft. But yeah, the second part is yeah, he was since he's not. There was a rule to become a daimyo or a noble man, warrior, whatever. There was a rule back in the day, and I think that still, I don't know if that still exists. Maybe not. In order to become yeah, royalty, you need to have Japanese blood. And a guy called Kujin, or Gaijin, got it. So yeah, the other one is the politically correct version, and the other one is the politically incorrect version. That's more like informal version. Should should see some of the kanji as well, because some of the kanjis also come back in student or exchange student, and jin could also be considered. The kanji for that also means person. Hito. Hito. There you go. And yeah, it's kind of funny when you explains why I have Jisho in place and some other sites. Figure out what was going on. So he was in the servitude of from 1581 to 1582 during the seems to be the during the Sengoku period. And I was right about Oda Nobunaga. There you go. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, the fact that he was a person that actually existed, that doesn't bother me. What kind of bothers me is I mean the internet drama surrounding it. That's giving them Ubisoft free publicity. What I'm doing technically right now as well. So you got me there. You can roast me. But what you're not going to roast me for is that I'm not going to pay for it. That's the one thing. I mean that. But yeah, the whole drama with history accuracy, etc. I think you have one side that says this, with one side that's that. For me, it doesn't bother me that he is in the game. It just bothers me that they consider him a samurai when he wasn't actually a samurai. It was more like a weapon bearer who was allowed to carry a sword, and he lived the best of Oda Nobunaga until he was murdered in a kind of a temple and eventually he gave up his weapon at the end. So yeah, it was on the search of Nobunaga. Good. I need to practice that Japanese N. I know. The Yep. There we go. But yeah, that's not the thing that bothers me at all. It's kind of but yeah, there's inaccuracies. It's kind of expected from Ubisoft because in order to research this kind of thing and make it a good game, or make it something that might be good or might be not, so to dig into the history books to check every source. But Ubisoft, being Ubisoft, a giant corporate entity with a publisher, and considering the fact that they probably want to have some. It's my speculation, by the way. They want to get some of the ESG of BlackRock money. They probably will take the easy way out and give the half-ass product. And maybe not. But I digress. I can't tell if it's a half-ass product yet because the game is not out yet. So it could be this pure speculation. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Don't know. We don't have enough information. It's not out, so we can't confirm it yet. But that being said, eventually his daimyo was assassinated in the temple, and eventually his I don't know if his fate was still known by then. I don't know. Probably not. Maybe went back to where he came from. Maybe he resided there until he passed away. Maybe he was killed. I said the history sources are kind of brief, and scarce is a better word for that. So yeah, even that it's anything could have happened at the end of the day. But the idea is good. I think the execution could have been better. I'm not saying that. And for me, it's to give my honest opinion about this game. For me, I'm not interested in buying it. If you want to buy it, hey, your money, your choice. If you want to get the live service of €18 a month, that I'm not going to pay for because I think it's too much for what you get in return. But we're going to look at the price points. Why I actually made this video is it worth it at full price during launch, during pre-order? My thing with pre-orders is what I learned over time. And I'll drink a sip of tea first. Back in the day I used to pre-order, especially with Pokemon games, but nowadays I'm more like, I don't pre-order anymore unless I have a very good reason for it. And basically when the first stage of the game, especially in present day, certain games like this tend to be a lot of glitches, bugs, some performance issues at the beginning, so you're basically a beta tester at the beginning. They don't make full games. They don't make full games anymore. They just want you to test the game beforehand before releasing the final product, so that you can test the game, so that they will fix it later to DLC and other patches. But yeah, it's yeah, for what you get. I knew they were going to raise the price. Sony was already speculating about getting to €80 in the future, which is totally ridiculous. But yeah, we can check the editions to see if the price is worth it. At the standard edition, yeah, you don't need me to. In fact, you don't need me to give it to give an explanation about it, because it's not even. Because yeah, you could easily look it up yourself. But yeah, with the standard edition, you get the basic game and the pre-order bonus, so that extra mission, for €70. And the other edition, you get the gold edition. You get the basic game, the pre-order bonus, season pass, and 3 days of early access for €110. If my calculations are correct, and it's written over there, so yes. The Ultimate Edition, which is absolutely ridiculous, is the basic game, the pre-order bonus, and the season pass, and 3 days of early access, and the Ultimate Pack for €130. So you pay more than just a rip out of your own body. I know it's not the correct English word, but and if you want to get into the live service part, which I'm not going to do because Ubisoft Plus is yeah, there's not on it to keep me yeah, interested. So yeah, if you're into that stuff, you can do it for €18 a month. But depending on how much time you're going to invest into that game, let's say a year, do a calculation, 18 times 12. One second. Multiply by 12 is, you basically pay €216 in a year. So yeah, yeah, at full price at pre-order, I would say, for what you get in return, especially with yeah, the current state of Assassin's Creed games and modern AAA titles, AAA, whatever. I think to get the full package for €130 is, or in the case of yeah, if you pay, yeah, you get more games over there, so it's an unfair comparison. But you get the Ultimate Edition for like you almost pay double the price of the standard edition for the Ultimate Edition. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think it's worth for what you get. I don't think it's worth the full price of €130 or €70. I mean, it's not even worth 60. More like for what you get. It's more worth like a €40 game or something, or yeah, €30. But yeah, it's not a game that interests me. It's not just yeah, it's not just yeah, the thing about yeah, it doesn't bother me that much that Yasuke is in the game. It doesn't bother me that he's an African that got sold or either exchanged with Oda Nobunaga to yeah, deal with Portuguese missionaries, which is something I want to do. If someone would make a game about a separate game, or made a DLC about it, for let's say Yasuke's time with the Portuguese missionaries and time with daimyo, though he was assassinated in one of the temples, or one of the Shinto shrines, that would have been great. But it was a separate game or yeah, maybe a DLC or something. It could have been great, away from the Assassin's Creed timeline. I mean, something that yeah, tells his life story, in form of an RPG or something like this. Yeah, that would be great. But I think Ubisoft would have, had they taken more time and effort into it, I think it would have been better if it was something separate away from the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's from an outside perspective, by the way. Or made it the DLC and make another other known samurai warrior that's native to the Japanese to be the land of the rising sun, to be the star of the show, and give him maybe Yasuke, considering his history is past. In fact, it was, like I said, the source about him being a samurai are kind of scarce and false, because he was allowed to use the weapon, but he did not get the title. He was not part of royalty due to because he was sold as either slave or as a servant, so he was only a foot soldier and weapon bearer. And I repeat myself again. He was not royalty because you need to have Japanese blood. And he was a Gaikokujin. Gaikokujin. There you go. Or Gaijin. You need that to get the royal title. So but is it worth it at full price? With the knowledge that I have now, I mean, both sides could fight on the internet for all that I care about. I think it was unnecessary to add to attach Yasuke's backstory to the that I went over in a brief few minutes to the Assassin's Creed franchise. Maybe as DLC could have worked, maybe as a separate game. That a little more time and effort. Instead of the easy way out, it could have been something great. But knowing Ubisoft, the chance that they are going to screw it up are more than a possibility. Or maybe to do something right. And like I said, the outrage created by it from both sides only gives them more publicity, and I technically give them more publicity as well, but I try to give a little bit more of an objective point of view about it, with a little bit of knowledge that I gathered from the internet and from other historical sources that were kind of scarce. So that's about it. And like I said, don't pre-order unless you're really sure what you're getting into. And or if not so wise, it's your money, your choice at the end of the day, but try to think twice or 3 times before going to get this game, because it's not really worth it, in my opinion, at €130 to get everything, or 110 or even 70. I say wait, if you truly want to play it, figure out what it is. Let's say I'm not going to play it because it's not a game that interests me, and I think they should have done things differently. But if you want to play it, wait till it's out for about a few years, and wait till it's a discount, price drop to at least €40 or something, or to if you really 50 if everything gets discounted by end of the day. Wait till there's a price drop or something during a sale, during one of those future sales. But at full price like this, no. For what you get in return, it's not really worth it. But at the end of the day, I'm just a random guy on the internet. At the end of the day, it's your money, your choice. You decide. So that's about it. Hope you all have a happy Whit Sunday. Because this video will be uploaded by then. And going to have some time with family, spend some time writing, studying Japanese for an exam. That's the reason why I said to receive, which is kind of ironic. And I mean, don't consider this game a history lesson, because or any Assassin's Creed game, because it's never 100% accurate to the source. And Ubisoft tend to take the easy way out. Talk to you guys later. Hasta la próxima, chicos, chicas. Y in this case, in dit geval, dewa matane.